Hello, today we're going to talk about intervals a little bit more in depth. Intervals can be numbered, second, third, fourth, fifth, but they can also have a quality. Intervals can also be major or minor or perfect. They can also be augmented or diminished, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to talk about major, minor, and perfect. So let's start with seconds. As you know, the distance from C to D is a second. The two keys are right next to each other on the piano, and the two letters are consecutive. Notice this first example here. My abbreviation here means 1/2 step. A half step is the smallest way we can measure distance on a piano between two pitches. A half step is the distance from one key to the very next key, whether you're moving up or down. When you're playing a chromatic scale, bad fingerings, you're moving by half steps, okay? So this first example here, this is C to D flat. Now that's a second, but it's also a half step. It's not like a typical plain old C to plain old D. So since the distance between C and D flat is a half step, we call this a minor second. It's 1/2 step. The distance between C and D, C natural and D natural, is actually 1/2 steps. So we call it a major second. So in other words, the distance between major intervals and minor intervals is different. The major interval is smaller than the minor interval. Okay, so for our purposes today, seconds and thirds and sixths and sevenths can be either major or minor. So like I said before, a major second is C to D. It's 1/2 steps. The distance between C and D flat is 1/2 step, so that's a minor second. A third is C to E, right? C natural to E natural is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. C natural to E flat is 3/2 steps. 1, 2, 3. Let's move down to the sixth. I know we're skipping fourths and fifths, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. A minor sixth is C to A flat. That distance has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. A major sixth, guess what, has 9 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A minor 7 has 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's also the opening interval to Star Trek. A major 7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 steps. So seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths can be either major or minor. Fourths, fifths, and octaves are special. In fact, they're not just special, they're perfect. A perfect fourth, Here Comes the Bride, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. There's also an interval with 6 steps that we're not going to get to today. In fact, you can call it two different things, but that's for another day. A perfect fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. A perfect octave, perfect eighth, let's scroll down so you can see it on paper here, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 half steps between the two notes in a perfect octave. Okay, so the letters don't change. A third is always going to be a C and an E of some kind. Okay, an octave is also always going to be like a C to a C, a note to the same letter. But there are nuances. Okay, and we call the different types of intervals the quality. So if you're identifying an interval, you can identify it by number and by quality. So in the case of the one I am circling right now, that is a minor second. I hope this little chat kind of clears up any mysteries you've had about the qualities of intervals. At least you know what the quality means. Easiest way to remember them, I don't know. I memorize the half steps and I memorize the sounds. So you can use little tunes. Here Comes the Bride to trigger your memory sound wise. And for me, I always have to keep in mind the number of half steps. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.